Good morning, our esteemed viewers. Fresh on our minds is the rewards handed over to the Nigeria's female football team and their basketball counterpart by the federal government after their recent successful outings on the continent. For the Falcons, it was the clinching of the remarkable 10th title in women's football, which the Tigress are fifth on the roll in basketball. The rewards, which included national honors, $100,000 each, houses and others, have generated mixed reactions, and rightfully so. Considering not only the economic realities within the country and at a time when some federal government workers are withdrawing their services due to what they term inability of the government to take care of their welfare. But then again, bringing honors and placing your country on the map as the best in what you do deserves an accolade. What level of accolade? We cannot say. Interestingly, either on the high or low side, people must have their own opinion. On this note, I welcome you to the Sunday Show on Africa Independent Television, AIT. My name is Obia Juriwerumo. It is good to have you join us again on yet another interesting episode of the program. In the midst of the hardships faced by many Nigerians, as well as apprehension at various locations due to all forms of insecurity, success in sporting activities tend to offer at least some moments of respite and joy to the citizens. This was exactly what the Nigerian ladies gave to Nigerians recently on a double dosage and in a space of a week. Therefore, on the show today, we are moving with the trend. We explore the role individuals, corporate entities, I beg your pardon, and even the government can play to sustain and even improve on the achievements of the Nigerian ladies. No doubt, Africa has been conquered. You can say that again. Perhaps there is nothing else left to be proven on the continent in terms of the ladies' football and basketball. The next level is the world level. How can this be achieved? How about the men's folk? What are the ladies doing that the men are not doing? We indeed have areas to explore in Nigerian sports. This morning, I am glad to have a highly experienced and renowned sports analyst as our guest this morning. But before we have him on, let us go on this short break. Welcome back. Remember, it is the Sunday Show on AIT. We have our guests this morning, and of course, it is going to be a no-holds bar.
Grab your seats and join us on the most fascinating 60-minute infotainment journey, showing on your favorite TV channel, Africa Independent Television, AIT. Analysis on topical national issues, news, sports, and entertainment are on the menu. It's a show you do not want to miss. It is The Sunday Show.
It's still the Sunday Show, and it is time for conversation this morning. As you know, we are looking at female football, female sports, female everything. They have brought us happiness. They've made Nigerians smile. So we will want to find out how far and where we are headed from here. So we have the opportunity to bring to you this morning Barrister Paulede Hayes, a chief, yes. Barrister Paulede Esquire, good morning and welcome this morning again. Chief Ede is a distinguished lawyer, an arbiter, and a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Local Government and Public Administration of Nigeria, with a career defined by integrity, reformed, and public advocacy. He is widely respected for his clarity and courage in addressing complex issues across the law. Intimidating. People like us, we need to go back to school.
You don't have to go back to school. You are a law yourself.
Thank you for making our time to join us again this beautiful Sunday morning in the city of Abuja. Yes, those pretty girls, did they bring you a smile? Did they make you happy?
Well,
as a father of girls, you're running a female football team in Nigeria, a successful one at that. So tell us.
Well, I should say that I am the happiest person because the girls vindicated me. I was on your sports program a few days prior to qualification to the finals, and I made it extremely clear that the girls were determined. The girls knew that they were going all out to face a very difficult task ahead of them. But in spite of that difficulty, I was optimistic that they were going to triumph. And it is that triumphant win that we're celebrating till today. And I'm very, very happy that not just the president exhibited that act of happiness, but Nigerians across every divide. For the first time, I could see, I could hear, I could feel Nigerians not discussing politics, but united as one people.
It's only sports that really, truly unites Nigerians. So now, I want to ask, the reward handed over to the girls, it generated diverse views. Can you let us have your thoughts?
Well, as a keen follower of football, first, I did not see that coming because...
It was a shocker to everyone.
Yes, because the president made history with that pronouncement. Naturally, you would have thought that he would pronounce an amount in Naira. If he had pronounced 50 million for each of the players, would have been happy. If he had pronounced 20 million for each of the players, would have still been very happy. But the president took it overboard, and that also connotes the joy and happiness that he felt. In fact, I was a bit surprised because after the First Lady stabbed him, he was still able to give that kind of gift.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of Nigerians have complained that the amount was too much. But you see, the reality is that football is a game that, for those of us who are active participants, we can tell you for free that it's an expensive game. The amount that the president doled out, I believe that he raised the bar because he was not looking at Nigeria alone. But internationally, other climes were waiting to look at what the president would do. I believe if it was Morocco, those girls would have gotten far more than that.
Like, seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
If it was even Ghana, they may have gotten far more than that because one, the reality is that they won
10th time.
10th time, which
Oh.
for me is a huge feat. And out of
Uninterrupted.
13, yes, out of 13, you had 10. Come on. I believe the president should have even done far more than that.
Whoa.
Yes. But you see,
Are
again,
we that rich?
yeah, it is not in terms of how rich Nigeria is. When we went to Morocco, other nations also went to Morocco. It is the same logistics that most countries put into the campaign that Nigeria also put into the campaign. And you see, football is a game that it is wow. When you hear an Osimhen earning 75 million euros or dollars, as the case may be, that's not chicken change.
At all.
It's not chicken change. These players earn in hundreds of millions compared to what the president did. And I think that what he did embodies a nation that is grateful.
More like covering all the other previous presidents who were giving handshakes.
I don't think that is what may have transpired. But I want to think that the president simply was trying to pass a message to these young girls and to Nigerians, and of course, specifically to these young girls out there that have gone through a lot of stigma, a lot of pains, because they have chosen and elected football as a career path. So I think that it is our gratitude to them, and it is also to encourage many others. And of course, you know, drawing from that, our women's basketball team also went and made us proud and got such. So even if the Super Eagles could give us even half of what these girls have given us, and the president gives them $1 million, we will be happy as a nation. But on the whole, I think the president did well and should be commended. Of course, you should expect that in a nation of over 200 million people, we can't have the same view on the same matter.
Oh, sure. Yes, now, what challenges are there for the athletes and sports organizations in Nigeria? You are one of them.
The challenges are...
you run a female football team.
The challenges are so much. You talk in terms of the challenge of having the right set of player with the right mentality to be able to run the course. You're looking at the challenge and the reality of paucity of funds, particularly for the private investors in the game. In other climes, you have a situation where private sector conglomerates fund football. If you look at Chelsea, for instance, you see that they are not just funded by the shareholders, but by big names and big companies, big brands. Brands like Emirates, international and global brands. But back here in Nigeria, you won't get a simple confectionery company funding any team, except for a team such as Remo Stars, that the owner of the club has his own company or outfit sponsoring them. I am not sure you will see any other club in the country today.
How did you get here? Because some time ago, there were sponsorships. What transpired? What happened?
You see, first and foremost,
how did you break down?
Brands sponsor or fund events or fund a particular endeavor based on what they can reap out of it.
Okay.
Of course, this is not to say we don't have such brands. I know there's a finance company, of course I can't name because it will amount to advertising such brands. However, permit me to mention just one for the purpose of making this point. A company like GTI has consistently funded football in Nigeria, particularly the MPFL, in some cases the Super Eagles, funding football with so much amount. But you won't have a lot of them doing the same thing. And I think we got here because we've not made our football very attractive like other European.
Making it a business.
A business. And I think that is what the NFF president has sought to do for the past 2 years plus that he has been on board. It is not something that we expect to happen overnight. It is setting the right standards, putting the right structure in place, and seeing how you can get these people to realize that football is a game that they ought to invest in.
And a big
until
business.
we get there,
A very, very big, a very, very big business. Yes. With this situation, like we did talk about the government or the president doing all that he did for the girls, the Super Falcons, and of course the Tigress. They made every one of us happy. But some persons are still wondering, in a situation where the government is even struggling to pay the doctors, the nurses, and other segments or sections of the economy. So, what do we say to Nigerians in that aspect?
Well, I think the point is we need to draw a line. It is not that government is unable to pay doctors or nurses. It's the fact that the doctors and the nurses are complaining that what they are paying them is not sufficient. We need to draw that line.
Okay.
But of course, you know that we have,
Yeah.
you are talking about the health sector.
Exactly.
We also have the sports sector. The sports sector has its own budget. The health sector has its own budget. So whatever the president does will draw from the sports sector. So if the sports sector has a vote of 2% of the national budget, for instance, and the president takes a fraction from there to reward those who have made us proud, we shouldn't use that as a panacea to adjudge that this reality we find in this particular sector should go to the other sector. And of course, the president also ought and needs to prioritize this. And it's not just the president. Some state governments have also taken it up to be able to reward their citizens. Recently, I think it was a governor in the southwest who gave 50 million. Of course, the Adamawa state governor gave Coach Justin 50 million. And
so what did your governor want to do?
Well, my governor indeed has done something. My governor has also rewarded Francisca Odega.
She's the only one from the state,
yes,
right?
from the state.
Okay.
And you could tell with the kind of finesse that he received her that we didn't also take the backstage. So I want to use this opportunity to salute my governor for what he did.
You know he's my Catholic priest.
I didn't realize you were a Catholic. For what he did
and
for Francisca Odega.
He speaks
and
well.
Yes,
that attracts me a lot to him.
He loves
I love
football.
to listen to him.
Yes, he loves football. And of course, he is one of the few governors who also loves women, incidentally.
Yeah,
because if you look at his appointment and what he also was able to do
almost women 60%.
You can see.
Like
where would you find a governor across the country today who has that kind of love for women?
All right, now, now that Nigeria is clearly dominating women basketball and football around the continent, how can the team replicate this at the global stage?
It is not Tea Party first to be able to achieve and accomplish this kind of feat. Because these games, these sports are in stages. You need to first win at the continental level before you can qualify to get to the global level. I believe they have been able to conquer the first reality. And I'm one who, by the way, since you say you're a Catholic priest, I'm one who believes that the trajectory...
It's your governor that is my Catholic priest. Okay. I'm a parishioner.
Okay, you're a parishioner, sorry. My governor is your priest, so it means you're a religious person. So let me take you down the religious path. I'm one who believes that, one, if you must make progress, the pathway that has been set even from Scripture should be what you need to follow to be able to conquer the world. Please, maybe in a few seconds, Matthew 18 to 20 says that all authority in heaven has been given to me. Make disciples of all nations. What you want to conquer is all nations. But you see, the strategic outlay is in Acts 1:8, where the Bible says that you'll be witnesses unto me, both when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, both in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost part of the earth.
You are also a Reverend Father.
Meaning,
Thank God it's a Sunday program.
meaning they ought to first, thank God it's on the program, they ought to first conquer their Jerusalem, which they have. Conquer their Judea, which they have. Now they have also conquered their Samaria, meaning that having qualified for the World Cup from the continent, what they have next to conquer is the world. And I think that having followed this pathway, the reality is that we have all it takes to be able to conquer the world. All we need to do is study other climes, study what other nations have been able to do before they got to the world stage. And that way, I believe that we'll be able to conquer any enemy ahead of us.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Amen.
It's time for offering. Now, before we go to talk about the men, you run a female football team, the Reatel. So, what are some of the challenges you face having to run this organization single-handedly? I wouldn't know if the government supports you. I wouldn't know if some corporate organizations once in a while come to your aid. How does it feel like running this organization and seeing girls? Because I know some of your girls might even be in the national team someday or sometime.
Well, you know, the reality of every engagement, what you seek to do, the objectives determine whether you're making progress or otherwise. For others, they are in this to make money. But I am in this to give back to the girl child. Because as one who has benefited immensely from my mother, from women, I deemed it necessary that women's football is a road that is less traveled. I've also been able to see the reality in the fact that a lot of parents are unwilling and unable to give their girl child the opportunity to be able to make this happen. And I believe that for someone like me who have been around for a while, to take up that venture, it should be able to encourage most parents who see football as a game for miscreants. And of course, unfortunately, that's how most parents think. And
even up till now.
Even up
with
till now.
all the girls are achieving, they still see them as, this one no fit read book, that's why I go this line.
Very true. So, to directly answer your question, it's a difficult feat. But you see, I am in this principally to give back to these girls. And that's why when I see the hundreds of girls that have passed through the team that I founded, some of them are currently in Europe. I had reason to interact with the former team captain, Paulina Ali. She is now in Spain. Agama, who was the highest goal scorer in the Federations Cup.
And those were your babies.
These were children that we started with over 5-6 years ago. And to think that today they can send money, send bags of rice to their family members, pay school fees, for me, that gives me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
I am also able to do this because I have a second address. For those who see this as the only means of livelihood, particularly those in women's football, unfortunately, women's football does not attract a lot of funding like you have with the male category. But I think that with what the president has done and what FIFA is also coming up with in terms of sponsorship for women's football, those who are in the game will soon begin to reap the benefit. And my advice is stay the course. Don't give up too soon, so that those who come behind will not take over what you have spent your entire life trying to invest in.
The men had some time ago conquered Africa. They conquered the continent. And today they are struggling to get it at the world stage. What are some of the things in place to improve the male football? What exactly are the female coaches doing that the male coaches are not doing?
Well, you know that women's football is an evolving terrain. The male football has been on ground for many, many, many years.
Of course.
And to think that the first World Cup qualification happened in 1991, when year in, year in for centuries, we have had football around. You wouldn't compare the two case as a classical example of why are the men doing less than the women. But I tell you the truth, the women have been able to show some form of resilience. And the reality also is that most of these girls are homegrown. It is because globally we have scarce number of women plying the trade. You find a lot of European clubs going across Africa where they are able to get raw talents to fit into their climb. And that is why you see that women's football is gaining a lot of traction. Moreover, with what FIFA is also doing to encourage the women's game. But for the men, I think that if we must get out of the shell of the backwardness that we have seen over time, we need to first up our game. The NFF has done its best to be able to give a world-class coach who embodies what we believe has what it takes to be able to take us to the next level. But the boys need to show more commitment and resilience. And my only hope and prayer is that the current coach we have may have less time to be able to prepare the boys for the big game ahead of us. And I wish them the very best.
Aside these games of football and basketball, are there no other sports Nigeria can begin to push for dominance in Africa and in the world?
Incidentally, Nigerians are doing their very best in terms of other sports. But like you said, it depends. It's just like saying that is there nothing that other TV stations can do to be at par with AIT? AIT has been on ground for many years. AIT has great broadcasters like yourself. AIT has gone through different phases of investment upon investment before it is in the stage it is. I believe also that football is a game that has gone through plethora of investment, has gone through different phases. The same with basketball. Other sports are also coming up, but I believe that what the president has done and what most state governments are doing in terms of setting up the National Sports Commission and taking it far away from politics will be able to engender a situation where we have other sports coming to the fore. And you will notice that the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Alhaji Shehu Diko, has been all over the world. Even the DG, Olopade, has also been all over the world trying to see how other sports can also see the light of day. And I believe that this is also possible if the stakeholders in those various sports are also able to up their game to invest in the sport at the grassroots level, just like we have football and basketball. Changing their course and renewing their realities on a daily basis.
I look forward to one day when a Bayelsan or a River State person or Niger Delta totally can replicate Phelps. Do you remember that name?
Yes.
A super swimmer.
Yes.
So how come we can't develop this? Because when a Bayelsan gets into the water from this studio, it might come out at Gwagwalada before he raises his head up. So why are we not developing such talents?
You see, I had reason to discuss recently with Coach Austin Eguavon, and he was sharing with me the days of the the former governor of Edo State, this military governor, if I remember the name, I will share.
Which of the states?
Edo State.
Okay.
Ogbomedia.
Ogbomedia, yes.
Yes. That what Ogbomedia did before getting Edo State to be the sporting hub in the country in his days is because there was such a time that he was driving and he saw, I think he named the swimmer who took Nigeria, the name of Nigeria globally. He saw him diving into the stream. And he said, get me that.
Get me that boy.
Get me that boy. And the boy became a renowned swimmer in Nigeria.
Because he was invested in.
He was invested in. So I think we need to begin to go to those riverine areas and scout for this talent and nurture this talent and get international coaches to come down, coach the coaches, to be able to coach the athletes. I believe if that is done, a Phelps will just be
so that we can have a Michael Phelps from Nigeria.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Barrister Ede, for making it possible to at least stroll in into the studio, even with your tight schedule. Thank you, we appreciate.
You didn't say the mass before we started.
All right, I'm not a reverend. I'm not a reverend. I'm not a priest.
Well, you sound like a reverend sister.
I am just, I am just a parishioner. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you for
that. Was in a lighter mode. Yeah. So maybe we'll go to your governor together, shall we? All right. So over to you. The program continues in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Grab your seats and join us on the most fascinating 60-minute infotainment journey, showing on your favorite TV channel, Africa Independent Television, AIT. Analysis on topical national issues, news, sports, and entertainment are on the menu. It's a show you do not want to miss. It is The Sunday Show.
Wow. He never disappoints. We hope that those concerned did not only take notes, but taking steps already towards repositioning Nigeria's sports to world standard. For the young and the talented ones, ensure you put in your best in terms of improving yourself and taking your chances when they come. That said, we switch gears now to the entertainment segment, otherwise known as Vibes and Sounds. And then Newsmaker.
Hello, welcome to the Vibes and Views segment on the Sunday Show. My name is Anu Awojabi. It's time to relax to some entertainment stories. Ace Nigerian Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, K1 the Ultimate, or K1 as he is fondly called by music fans, made the headlines in the course of the week, following the drama that ensued at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, between him and the protocols of Value Jet Airlines. K1 was said to have attempted to board the flight with an unidentified liquid, allegedly confirmed to be alcohol, which violated the National Civil Aviation Security Program and the International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO rules under Annex 17. Hence, he was denied boarding.
Wait now, say you drunk, why you not wait?
This is not the first time Kwam1 would be in the news. Earlier in January, K1 set social media buzzing. He was alleged to have used a derogatory word, Ganosi, against some Muslim clerics who attended his mom's funeral rites in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State. In Yoruba language, Ganusi implies to be in anticipation of something. Though K1 said his words were taken out of context, the Muslim clerics found such disrespectful.
I accept responsibility and appealing to Mr. President, the country, the Honorable Minister for Aviation, the FAAN, the NCAA, and my fans across the globe to please pardon my behavior.
This is serious. We could make you delirious. You should have a healthy fear of us.
And American rapper and actor Busta Rhymes has denied claims by his former assistant Dashiell Gables of assault and blacklisting him from the music industry. Gables had on Tuesday filed a case in a Brooklyn federal court stating that Busta Rhymes had repeatedly punched him in the face in January for using his phone while on the job, alleging that the singer also ensured that nobody else hired him.
We are not celebrating lies. We are celebrating life.
An allegation the dangerous music star described as false, noting that his ex-staffer only worked for him for a very brief period.
This is serious. We could make you delirious. You should have a healthy fear of us.
Busta Rhymes was arrested in January over the alleged January 10, 2025 attack in the lobby of his luxury Brooklyn high-rise, where the police said the rapper punched a 50-year-old staffer in the face multiple times.
Diko. And as you can see right there,
barely a week after Nigeria's women's football team, the Super Falcons emerged champions of the continent for the 10th time. The nation's women's basketball team, the Tigresses, replicated a similar feat, clinching a record 5th consecutive Afro-Basket title and their 7th overall. Their reception upon arrival at Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, though heroic, was not as grand as that of their football counterparts. Tournament MVP Ami Okonkwo relished the moment, describing the opportunity to don the green and white colors of the country as an honor. A thought also shared by point guard Izini Kalu, who scored a game-high 20 points in the final.
It feels really great. It feels amazing to be able to represent my country. It feels amazing to be able to play with these group of women. It feels incredible to be able to play for these coaches, and it feels really nice to come back and be able to present the trophy back to our country.
last year I missed the Olympics because me and my husband were having a baby, and now he's finally here. So we're thankful to be able to have gotten our 5th consecutive Afro-Basket up Niger. We did it for the fans.
For Coach Rena Wakama, who has guided the team to victory in 2 consecutive tournaments, she expressed gratitude to the federal government for their support.
We keep going higher. World Cup, back to the Olympics, we keep going higher. But big thank you to NEC Chairman Diko, big thank you to Tinubu. You guys sent almost 11 officials to our game. That's what's important. We need support from our officials, we need support from our government, we need support from everybody. So thank you, President. Yeah, that was halftime. So halftime we had a hard speaking. We had to pull it together. We had some unlike things that were not like us. We went down, we were up by 8 and then we lost the lead. So I went to them and said, hey, we have to win this game. We have to, and we did. It starts in practice. It starts behind the scenes. We prepare like we want to win everything in life. So if we prepare like that, when the lights come on, we're ready.
Chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diku, and President of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, Musa Kida, relished the moment, describing it as a wake-up call for the men's team.
I'm very, very mighty proud that the Nigerian women's basketball team, the Tigers, have done it 5 times in a row. It's a record. We have the best coach in the world. We have the best coach in Africa and the best coach of the tournament. So, I mean, I can't be any prouder.
I've always said it. Women are always come through for Nigerian sports. So even now we are playing the youth games in Algeria. The women are still doing very well. So hopefully this will be a motivation for the men. In the next 2 weeks, we'll start the Afro basket for the men. So the men need to show workings to also make sure that in the next 3 weeks we'll come back here and see
Our
them as
nation
well.
celebrates another golden chapter in women's sports. All eyes now turn to how this momentum will inspire the next generation of Nigerian athletes.
It was a moment of pride and jubilation as Nigeria's national women's basketball team, the Tigress, received a warm reception at the presidential villa following their emphatic win at the 2025 FIBA Women's Afro-Basket Championship in Abidjan. Representing President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima praised the players for their courage, consistency, and patriotic display, describing their victory as a unifying symbol of national excellence.
From the Super Falcons standing tall on the world stage, to our athletes breaking record on the track, and Tigers building a basketball dynasty, our women have consistently made us proud. They have shown the world that when opportunity meets preparation, Nigerian excellence is inevitable. We owe you not just applause, but decisive action. That is why, under this administration, we are repositioning sports as a key pillar of our national development strategy and economic drive. Sports is not merely entertainment. It is infrastructure. It is education. It is diplomacy. It is a powerful tool for youth employment, economic transformation, and global engagement.
As part of the recognition, the federal government awarded national honors to the players, coach, and technical crew, alongside cash rewards in appreciation of their historic achievements.
There is a video circulating of some middle-aged women that are being pushed to go to the football field. Nigeria belongs to those who dare to dream and are willing to give their best to make those dreams a reality. To the Tigress, you are champions. You are role models. You are pathfinders. You are true daughters of the land. It is my singular honor and pleasure and privilege to cherish forever, to make the following pronouncements on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. OON National Honors for Team. OON National Honors for Team, Coach, and Technical Team. $100,000 for each player. It's not yet over. There are other goodies coming. $50,000 for coach and technical team, each member. And wait for the final icing on the cake. One plat each for players, coach, and technical team.
The Vice President also reaffirmed the administration's commitment to sports as a tool of youth engagement, economic growth, and national transformation. The First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and the Chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, commended the team and assured them of continued government support.
This is a moment that will forever inspire generations of Nigerian girls and women to dream big, boldly, and pursue greatness. It is a clear indication that hard work and teamwork is what it takes to succeed.
We are committed to deepening reforms, strengthening institutions, and unlocking immense potential of our sports sector because every young boy or girl in Nigeria deserves a fair shot at becoming the next Izene Kalu, the next Azizat Ashola, the next Toby Amusan, the next Victor Osimhen.
With 7 African titles, 5 of them consecutive, the Tigers continue to dominate the continent's basketball scene and have now qualified for the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup pre-qualifiers.
I'm thankful for the fans, the 250 million people of Nigeria, the greatest black nation on the planet. I'm thankful to be able to wear this jersey. I wear it with pride. And I'm thankful to finally have my own home in Nigeria that I can return to at any moment, have a base, bring my son, bring my husband, and we can finally enjoy the fruits of our labors.
The first game of the day saw Bayelsa star Queens tackle Bayelsa School of Nursing and Science in the female category of the Prosperity Cup Season 7. The girls from Yenagua put on a brilliant performance by defeating their opponents 2-1.
This competition has brought to the table is that you can find players in all nook and crannies of a state, and those players can be brought to competition level, and so of course they can compete all around the country. Look, for instance, today we have an 11-year-old on the pitch.
Really excited that we are able to make it to this third place, because many of us that started with God did not make it to this point. Our target was the first place, but God knows better. I feel excited. It's a very big thank you to Governor Doediri for giving us this opportunity to be in this level. I really want to thank him. God, thank you, sir.
At the male category, Crusader Football Club was too good as they demolished Bayelsa United feeder team by 4-1 to emerge third-place male team for this year's edition.
This cup has helped, to discover a lot of talents, that are doing great exploits, not only within the local league, and even at the international circles. And that is to tell you that this is a government that is sports friendly.
Because sport is something that kick against social vices like crime and all those rapists, you understand? So the state has been occupied by sports, so the state is peaceful.
Meanwhile, Internal Grace Ministry will battle Dream Movers on who will be crowned champions of the male category tomorrow, Friday.
I'm so happy. Like, I wasn't expecting this.
Is competitive?
Yeah. But I know we are going to do the best. I know. So, I'm so grateful for everything. Third legs. I took the third leg, yeah.
I don't want to say something, but it was not that strong, actually.
Yeah.
When you're in a race, you have to run your race. Thinking about them, you're running their race, so you just have to focus on your own. So I was not thinking about anybody, just my team. Because I know she's going to hand over the battle to me, so I'm not thinking about any other person. I'm happy, I'm very excited, because I know we're going to get it. But I will just pray that everything should just go well, so I'm very happy.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not surprised because I know God has been shocking me throughout the season, and I know that coming year, I'm going to go with a medal, and I'm going to do my best. Something more bigger than this. Thank you. Thank you for your
support
and everything.
Thank you for everything.
Love you guys. Thank you. Team Naija, we won it. Thank you.
With the Newsmaker segment, we want to draw the curtain at this point and say thank you for investing your time with us. But don't forget to keep the conversation coming through our social media sites and watch the show again at any time of your choice. Thank you so much for being a part of the program today. Ensure you treat others the way you want to be treated. See you again, same time, same station next week. Do have a wonderful week ahead. Bye now.